the countryside is supposed to be the perfect place to live, away from the hustle and bustle of the city, surrounded by nature. But what if the serenity of the countryside is just an illusion? What if there are some things lurking in the shadows that we're not meant to see? Today, we'll unearth 3 terrifying, true tales that prove the countryside is where nightmares are born. As we venture into the unknown, be prepared to encounter chilling stories that'll make you question the safety of the great outdoors. From sinister sightings to unexplained phenomena, these tales will leave you questioning the boundaries between reality and horror. So, turn off the lights, lock your doors, and brace yourself for a journey into the darkest corners of the countryside. You won't want to miss this. B. A gruesome discovery at a gas station. In B, the desolate wasteland of the countryside, there exists a place where fear takes root and sanity is put to the ultimate test. A deserted gas station. This abandoned outpost, once a beacon of hope for weary travelers, now stands as a haunting reminder of a bygone era. Its rusted pumps and dilapidated facade whispering tales of a forgotten past. It's here, in the heart of nowhere, where the veil between the living and the dead is said to be thick, but that the most terrifying occurrences take place. Imagine this. You're cruising down a lonely highway, the engine of your car humming the tune of solitude, when suddenly your fuel gauge drops to the point of no return. With each passing mile, the anxiety grows, urging you to find a gas station to refuel your vehicle before it's too late. Just as despair threatens to consume you, a flickering neon sign cuts through the darkness, offering salvation in the form of a deserted gas station. Relief washes over you as you pull into the deserted station, its empty pumps promising a reprieve from your journey. But little do you know, you've stumbled upon a gateway to the unknown, a place where the dead refuse to stay buried. As you approach the lone building, its windows like vacant eyes staring back at you, you can't shake off that something is watching you from the shadow. The silence is deafening, broken only by the rustle of the wind, creating a symphony of unease. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes through the stillness, jolting you from your thought. Your heart pounds in your chest as you try to locate the source of the noise, your senses on high alert. And that's when you see it, a figure emerging from the darkness, its form distorted and grotesque, stumbling towards you with an unnatural gait. With every step it takes, the figure draws closer, revealing itself to be a horrifying apparition, its eyes glowing an ominous red in the darkness. Paralyzed with fear, you watch as it approaches, unable to comprehend the horrors that await you. As the creature draws near, its putrid stench assaults your nostrils, a stench of decay and death. Bit skin, a patchwork of rotting flesh and exposed bone, hangs loosely on its emaciated frame, revealing the gruesome details of its tormented existence. With a final, earth-shattering screech, the creature lunges at you, its sharp, jagged teeth bared in a silent snarl. Trapped in a nightmare, you can only scream as it envelops you, dragging you into the abyss of its eternal suffering. And then it all fades away, leaving you gasping for breath in the safety of your own reality. But the line between the world of the living and the realm of the dead has been blurred, and the memory of the ghastly creature lingers in your mind, haunting your every waking moment. You know, deep down, that the desolate gas station holds secrets best left undisturbed, a portal to a terrifying dimension where unspeakable horrors reside. Number 2, the stalker in the woods. Deep within the woods, there is a chilling tale of terror that unfolded when a young woman named Mary decided to take a leisurely stroll through the picturesque forest. As she ventured deeper into the woods, oblivious to the danger that lurked around her, the trees seemed to close in, forming a dark and oppressive canopy overhead. The air grew heavy with an unsettling stillness, and the rustling of leaves sounded like whispers of impending doom. And then she noticed footprints. At first, Mary dismissed them as those of deer or other woodland creatures. But as she continued her walk, more footprints appeared, identical and humanoid, following close behind her. Fear began to grip her heart, squeezing tightly as she turned to face her pursuer. But the stalker remained, hidden among the trees, watching her every move. Suddenly, a twig snapped, and the sound echoed ominously through the silent woods. The hair on Mary's arm stood on end as she froze, listening intently. Then she heard it again, the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Purr. Her blood ran cold as she realized that she was being hunted, pursued by a stalker whose presence was growing more apparent with every passing moment. In a panic, Mary turned and fled, crashing through the undergrowth, desperate to escape the clutches of her unseen pursuer. She could hear his heavy breathing, the pounding of his footsteps growing louder, closer. As she ran, the thought of what might happen if he caught her scent shivers down her spine. But the forest seemed endless, and Mary's legs began to burn with exhaustion. Just when she thought she might collapse from fatigue, she saw a glimmer of hope in the distance, a path leading out of the woods. With renewed determination, she stumbled onto the path and walked quickly, glancing over her shoulder to see if her stalker was still pursuing her. As she emerged from the trees, she turned to look back at the woods, her heart pounding in her chest. Bev. And that's when she saw him standing at the edge of the trees, his face twisted into a menacing grin. He had followed her to the edge of the forest, and now he was watching her, waiting for his next move. Fear choked Mary's breath as she stared back at him, unable to comprehend the evil that radiated from his being. His eyes burned with a sinister light, and his gaze seemed to pierce through her very soul. Then, as if emerging from a nightmare, the stalker vanished back into the shadowy depths of the woods, leaving Mary trembling in his wake. To this day, Mary can still feel the weight of his gaze upon her, a constant reminder of the terrifying ordeal she endured. The woods hold their secrets close, and the stalker remains a lurking presence, forever haunting the edges of her memory. Number 1. A sinister presence at Lake Willow. There's a place where fear takes root and the shadows dance to the tune of terror. Lake Willow, a serene body of water nestled amidst the sprawling countryside, has a reputation for being the home of an entity so sinister it sends shivers down the spines of those who dare speak its name. In the quaint town of Oakhaven, where life seemed to move at a slower pace, residents whispered tales of the lake's dark secret, passed down from generation to generation. Legend has it that beneath the placid waters lies the final resting place of a malevolent spirit, one that refuses to find peace even in death. They called him the Swimmer. It all started years ago when a young man drowned in the depths of Lake Willow during a summer swim. But his death was no ordinary tragedy. Witnesses claimed to have seen a shadowy figure lurking near the spot where he vanished. A figure that seemed to emerge from the depths itself. As the years went by, the stories only grew, with many residents convinced that the lake was cursed. One fateful night, a group of teenagers decided to test their courage against the legends. Armed with nothing but youthful bravado and a both, they ventured into the darkest depth of Lake Willow, seeking to uncover the truth behind the sinister tale. But as the moon cast its eerie glow on the water, their laughter turned to screams as they encountered a presence so terrifying it chilled them to the bone. They felt an icy chill as a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, its eyes glowing an eerie green in the darkness. The creature was unlike anything they had ever seen before, its skin ashen gray and its limbs impossibly long and distorted, with a deafening roar that echoed across the lake. Poot! The creature lunged towards the boat, sending the teenagers scrambling in terror. They rowed furiously, desperate to escape the wrath of the monster. And as they finally pulled themselves towards the shore, they could hear the creature's anguished cries echoing in their wake. Miraculously, none of them had been harmed, but the experience left an indelible mark on their souls. The legend of the swimmer only grew stronger, serving as a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurked beneath the seemingly tranquil waters of Lake Willow. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling horror stories that will keep you up at night. Thanks for watching.